Exile is a piece of music I wrote after seeing the devastating videos that came out from Afghanistan in the summer of 2021. It's such a sadness when people have to escape from their homes, when our home becomes the place that we fear the most. I think I should consider myself lucky to have had the chance to get out of China before COVID broke out. While I was in exile, my hometown experienced a dramatic change. I can't stop myself from missing the Beijing of 10 or 20 years ago, when the flourished progress pumped hope into our veins every day. I can't believe it is all gone so quickly. I guess, rather than missing it, I should have said that I'm mourning it. The old Beijing people would say, you're not a real Beijinger if you've never lived in one of those hutong alleys. My parents lived in one of those places when I was born. We moved out not very long after, and those hutongs were torn down by the government several years later, as part of the progress. As always, they had no pity toward culture or history. Therefore, I grew up with a part of memory missing, a memory that should have belonged to me, a memory that was taken away from me. As part of the ritual of my mourning, I tried very hard to seek some memories of Beijing that I would like to commemorate it by. In my head, I heard the pigeon whistle, the shouts of street vendors, the prayers in the Buddhist temple, and of course, an old folk lullaby that would only be sung by the old Beijingers, the water snail.
水牛献出了犄角锄头。
A weekend in 2020, when I had just started composing, I passed through an old town in Sicily. At sunset, I saw an image that reminded me of a heartwarming story I read many years ago. When the sun goes down, look behind, written by Taiwanese writer Li Jiatong. When I traveled in Syria, I passed by a little village in which people would still pray in Aramaic. There was a church named Church of Small Light. It's small and ancient. It had a tradition. Every night, a light must be lightened through the night. I found a painting in there, a painting of Jesus carrying the cross, and a little boy speaking to him. Under it, there was written the conversation between them. Please don't leave. If you do, no one would be left to care about us poor children. And Jesus answers, when the sun goes down, look behind. I asked the priest for the meaning of it, but he didn't know. Later, I went for a walk in the valley nearby and watched the sunset. Then I felt a chill. In the dark, I was afraid to get lost. remember the sentence, when the sun goes down, look behind. So I turned back, and I saw tiny lights coming out from every house of the village. They swept my fear away, and I finally understood, even when the sun goes down, there would always be light in the world, as long as someone would keep it shining. It is now May 2022. The war is still going on, and severe lockdowns in China is taking millions of people away from their decent lives. People are starving and dying. News I read every day keeps making me feel more and more powerless. There's nothing for me to do but write. Keep looking for hope, somewhere in between the notes.